I'm not going to make this full card, but I will show you some highlights to help you get through this. I'm using Balmy Blue cardstock, and it's a basic half sheet of designer paper that's 5.5 by 8.5. So it's just the way it's scored. So let me show you. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this at 5.5. And we'll be using this, so I'll just put it off to the side. Now, to make this fold like this, I'm going to score it at 1 inch. You will get it already scored when I send it to you, but you need to know how to make this. And then the last score line is at 5 1/4. So this will be what you're going to work with. Looking for my bone folder. Okay, so you need to score those really good, and then score this one forward and this one backwards like this. Okay, so now you can see that this is how this is put together. It's the same size, like this. Now the other piece, this piece here, is, well, I'm gonna have to measure it because I don't remember. It is 3 inches by 8.5. So now we're going to cut this at 3 inches. And this is the lengthwise because we want it to be this piece here. So I'm gonna cut it at 3 inches. I think I said 3 inches. Yeah, and we're gonna score this, since it's 8.5, we're gonna score it at 4 1/4. And score it, okay. So now, this is what makes it a faux, meaning false, step card. So after you've had all your designer paper underneath here, then you're going to take this piece, and you can do it several ways. You can put it where you want it. It doesn't have to be in any particular spot. You're going to glue it to the exact edge and glue it to the back side. Okay? And then all together, that makes this at 4 1/4, which is a normal card size. Now, an easy way to do this is just to lay it flat, and then you can, wherever you've decided to put this, you can glue it into this section that's the 1 inch section, and then to the bottom edge down in here. That's all you have to do, just glue it like that. And that way you know that it's going in the right place. Or like I said, you can just do it by holding it and gluing that section and then gluing it to the back section. Okay, so that's the base of how you're going to do this. But the designer paper is weird, because in order to get this pattern, you have special places you need to cut your designer paper. The underneath side is 5 1/4 inches going this way, and so is this piece here. This one is 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4, and this is 3 inches by 5 1/4. So the easiest way I can tell you, if you can see under this card, the pattern of the daisies at the very top. So if you cut it, at least cut your paper across at the 5-inch mark. That will get you right across here. Then it's 3 inches long, and then you have a 3/4 of an inch piece that's cut right below that. So if you cut a strip, or at least just 5 1/4 inches, and then cut again, I know I marked it, oh, it's down here, because this is the part we want. So what I did was I marked off a piece that was 3 3/4 inches. So if you cut, I don't know if you can see this. So if you cut that across at the 5-inch line, and then cut another across at 3 3/4 inches, that will give you your 3 inches and your 3/4 inches by cutting this across and then cutting up 3/4 of an inch, so that you have that full area. I can't fold it to that, but so what you have is this, which is your 3/4 of an inch across here, and then your 3 inches that you can see the flower ends right there. So that's how I got those pieces and where I got those pieces. 5 inches and what did I say? It would be 1, 2, 3. It would be 8 3/4. 8 3/4 and 5. Cut across. And then cut your pieces at 5 1/4. No, yeah, 5 1/4 inches. See that? So that's how you cut the cardstock or the designer paper for that. And then you have some sky on this part. So you can just go up to the top because you have plenty of room. The sky piece up here measures 4 inches. So you could cut 4 inches down for your sky. And it's going to be 2 3/4 inches wide. So you're going to cut a piece of sky that's 4 by 2 3/4, and then you're going to cut a piece of your basic white at 2 3/4 by 4 as well. And then I stamped this whole piece before I attached it, because you know you can always turn it over if it messes up. But I cut this little flower out of this piece of designer paper that has these little flowers in here. So I just cut around the bottom edge and then kind of in a little circle around the flowers there. And then I just glued that down to that back piece. You will get ribbon, but you won't get this ribbon. I didn't like this. There's another ribbon that is in the catalog that's way pretty, and it's a balmy blue, kind of a shade, what do you call it? I can't remember. Ombre. Anyway, and then you'll also get images, these little solid faceted gems to finish that off. So should be easy. I'll have all the dimensions by the card.